welcome to the weekly wrap-up video, which is going to take a moment to answer a couple of questions that come to the desk this week. So firstly, we're going to take a look at the Eurozone. There have been noticeable jitters this week, particularly regarding Spain, as their 10-year bond has broken above the 6% mark for the benchmark yield. We've also seen continuing widening of the Spanish bond spread against the German Bund benchmark. This has seen fears throughout this week. In terms of much of the focus, much of the concern is about Spanish growth. We will have to wait a couple of weeks to see what the Spanish GDP will be like for Q1, but much of the fear is regarding this. In terms of some of next week's risk events for Spain, we have a couple of Spanish auctions to consider. Those are initially penciled in for Thursday, and there are also Spanish T-bill auctions on Tuesday, so there could be two key events to look forward to next week, as well as any other further commentary regarding Spain, in particular if their yield continues to rise and if there are any continued widening in the spreads. Elsewhere out of Europe, next week we're looking for some formal commentary from the IMF as per their contribution to the Eurozone's bailout fund. So there's likely to be another key event next week in regards to Eurozone. So we are kicking off the US corporate Q1 earnings season. In terms of what we've seen so far, we had Alcoa reports this week. They had some pretty decent numbers, beating analysts' forecasts. And then last night, after market, we saw Google report. They also had some pretty decent numbers as well. However, investors were concerned about their announcement of a special dividend in the form of a stock split. Looking at today's earnings, we had JP Morgan and Wells Fargo both reporting. They had some pretty decent numbers. However, much of the concern about the impact of the DVA methods on the results from the US financials. In terms of next week's corporate earnings, it is quite skewed to the financial sector. Almost all the major financial names will be reporting next week. We have Citigroup on Monday. This is followed on Tuesday by Goldman Sachs. On Thursday we have Bank of America and Morgan Stanley as well. So that makes up the bulk of the major US financial names. Elsewhere we have a few notable Dow companies reporting next week. We have IBM reporting, we also have McDonald's as well, and then elsewhere, the latter stage of the week, Thursday looking the busiest day for corporate names, we have Honeywell reporting, and we also have General Electric as well. In terms of the outlook for Q1, most analysts are not expecting it to be as successful as Q4. In fact, the expectations are largely for a drop in the forecasts from the S&P 5 companies, around about 1%, excluding the results of Apple. Apple will be reporting in the third week of earnings, so that's in 2 weeks' time, so all eyes will be on that. But next week could be quite a bellwether in terms of the financial earnings. However, much of the expectations not for particularly good, particularly in the face of Eurozone growth concerns and also any headwinds from the FX market as well. So that's it from us for the week. We hope you've had a successful week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.